Today is Wednesday, February 24th. Some news this morning from TJX, the clothing retailer, got me to look at retail stocks, and something a little strange is going on. Not strange if you're a bull, but it kind of is opposite of what's going on really, in my view, in the economy and the market as a whole. And a lot of retail stocks are looking a lot better, and it's kind of surprising. But that's where the evidence is. I'm not saying they're buys and they're going to keep going up, but the whole idea with analysis is to keep an open mind and accept new information as it comes in. And let's just take a look. So here's TJX. Some good news this morning. Earnings beat, raising dividend, and the stock is up a little bit. Not a whole lot. I wouldn't call it a breakout just yet. This is still pre-market. But look what's going on. It's been above its 200-day, or at least hugging its 200-day average for quite a while. And I've got a bunch of studies in the bottom here. On balance volume, not bad. It's not exactly saying it's a screaming buy, but it's not bad. Here's a Chaikin money flow underneath, just for a change of pace. This is a lot better looking. Look at the trend in that one. And the bottom is an awesome oscillator. This is probably new to everybody. It's very similar to a MACD. It just uses a different input price. But the point is that the short average is above the long average, and that's a positive for the stock. So this is something positive in TJX. Let's keep going. This is the XRT. This is the ETF, the retail ETF. And a bunch of lines I had from previous charts. You could see that the major trend line here, that's still not broken, but some shorter trend lines are getting broken to the upside. And again, this is pre-market, hasn't opened yet today. On balance volume does not look good. Chaikin money flow looks awesome, and the awesome oscillator is in the positive, so that's a good thing. Bullish divergence here in these two lows. Let's put a little line there just so you can see what I'm talking about. Bullish divergence with price action. Again, I'm not looking to get you to look at these new indicators. Just change of pace. Just different ways to look at things. The thing is with XRT is that it's below the 200-day moving average. There's plenty of room for it to rally without breaking it. So a little shaky there. Is this a double bottom breakout? At this point, it might be. The pre-market, the general market, S&P is down. But, again, this is just contrary evidence to the thesis I have on the market. Here's Macy's. That's a breakout yesterday. I don't know if it's going to hold today, of course. But it certainly looks better than it has looked in quite a while. And this is a pretty steep bear market it's been in. So I think Macy's is probably cheap. Lowe's stores, home improvement retailer. Just good news today. Indicators pointing higher. On balance volume not terrible. MACD or awesome oscillator, it's heading back to the zero line. So just something to keep your eye on. It's at the 200-day average. JCPenney is next. Has a similar shape to Macy's, although not quite as good. But you got to keep your eye on these things when the oscillators, when the indicators start improving. Gap stores. Not bad. Awesome oscillator went positive. So I would say MACD is above zero as well, if you want to look at it that way. Is this a possible double bottom? I don't know. It's still below the 200-day average, so you can't get too excited. But again, it's just evidence in retail that goes against my current thesis on the market as a whole. And here's Walmart, which I have liked for actually quite a while. Take a look at a little trend line here from the bottom. And even with its pretty rotten performance a couple days ago, you can see it's still respecting that trend line, still above this former resistance level, and now attacking its 200-day moving average. Oscillator's not terrible. Not great, but not terrible. So this is just to point out there's contrary indications in retail, which means contrary evidence for the market as a whole. Just something to keep an eye on. I'm not saying everything's going up, but always keep an open mind.